Hey, what's up? It's Adam, and we're doing a little special thing today because we just kind of got a drop with the Secret Lair, the new Fortnite one. I'm going to kind of make this quick and kind of go through everything, do the breakpoint stuff, get that out there. The thing is, we don't know prices of everything yet, but I can kind of make a guesstimate of where I think the pricing is going to be. And I can kind of help you guys out to decide if you want to buy this one or not, if this one's worth it, what the breakpoint number is for foil and non-foil in this. So let's just kind of get to it. Let's start right away. We're doing a similar thing to what we had with the Arcane Secret Lair. So we have kind of skins. Let me just pull that one up. So this is where I think the pricing is going to be. I think we're going to be about that $30 for the non-foils and $40 for the foils. So we had a similar thing here. I was kind of comparing it to also like the Street Fighter stuff and all that, but I don't think we're going to go that. I think it's going to be more like the Arcane stuff. So I'm thinking 30 and 40 for foil, non-foil for these cards here. So we have 7 total cards. There isn't any like huge hitters here. Grim Tutor caught that reprint. Let's go through this all. Let's start here. So this is Grim Tutor. It's called Crack the Vault. This caught a reprint. Was it 2021? Yeah, core set 2021. So it has seen recent printing. This is a unique one. It's nice full art and everything. I like that. It's a flart. But we also do have a borderless one of when it got printed in 2021. So I wouldn't say that this one is the premium version of it, but it's pretty sweet in itself. I have the non-foil sitting at 16, foils probably around 20. As you can see, I'm going by goldfish pricing here. So we get a good idea of what the pricing is for that. Let's move on to Planar Bridge. Problem with Planar Bridge is, one, this is kind of weird. I don't know. This doesn't make sense with the Planar Bridge, but we also did it's being printed as we speak. It's coming out in Double Masters. That is out. Well, it should technically be out tomorrow. So this did just catch a reprint. Before the reprint, though, let's kind of check out where Aether Revolt was. We did get a little bit of a price drop. So it was probably around $8 for the non-foils. Back when Aether Revolt was out, that was when we had the lower print run on foils. So the foil, even that isn't that high there. It's $11. What was our normal? Yeah, so we were like $12. What did I put it down at? We're getting a special version of this. I guess it's the full art flart, as we like to say here. Doesn't necessarily make sense, I guess. Yeah, it should have been a cube of some sort, a doubling cube. I agree with you on Renshai with that. But we do have a full art, so this might be considered the premium version. I still have all of these when we go through the secret layers. We don't typically see them even on foils. Non-foils are actually pretty close to foils, especially in that first year. You don't see them drop below 5 typically. So I have this one at about $5. You might be able to get it a little higher or it might be a little bit higher for non-foils. And I could see the foils getting up to 10 to 15. The Shrinking Storm. This one, I like this one a lot because this is actually Wrath of God. Wrath of God has had a crap ton of printings. Some special version printings. We got the list it was printed on there just recently. Eternal Masters was our last like main set, really big printing, I think. Oh, it did get in Double Masters too. I forgot about that as well. So $5, $5 to $10, because here's the thing. We're getting kind of a special. This is a really cool version of the card. I almost think it might be one of my favorites. We did catch. Oh, I forgot about that. I did have that as my note. I don't know. This was announced. Goldfish announced this, or they spoiled it today. I don't know when this one's coming out, so that I don't have, but I can kind of give you rough estimates on that, Ted. But so we did have Wrath of God in that kind of cool, weird Secret Lair art. It was a non-foil, and those are going for about $10 at the moment. So that's a good jumping off point. And I originally had this at 5, and I scratched it off and put it to 10 for non-foils. For foils, I think you could see this reach probably $10 to $20, because this is a really cool version of Wrath of God. I like this one a lot. Okay, then we move on to Dance of Many. So Dance Battle. Cool art. You know, it fits with the Fortnite stuff. I don't play Fortnite, so I don't know the gist of all that. Jake and Joel did a video yesterday. So cool. Yeah, So it's been out for a day, basically, of the spoilers, but we don't know pricing, I don't think, unless you guys can find something. I was doing some quick research on it, but I'm guessing it's going to be at that 30 and 40 range. Problem with this is we have the dark is when this is printed. You had the Chronicles and all that, so it gets down there. It's really cheap. It seems like a cool card. It doesn't get used a lot in Commander. I think when I looked up EDH Rec, it was at 1,800 decks, so really doesn't get used that much. I put this one at $5. It does not have a foil printing, as you can see here, but I kind of stuck that at $5 to $10 as well. It probably is going to be $5, more like $5. But we round up with this one. We're going 10 just because those never catching a foil printing. It'd be more if it was a Commander card that was used, but it's not being used that much. So maybe because it's so old that people aren't using it. It seems pretty sweet. You make it basically a copy of a token that you have, or not a token, of a creature you have. And then if that dies, this dies. If this dies, that dies. So it's just kind of like almost like an animate an alive creature. So not animate dead, animate a creature on the battlefield. So it seems interesting, but like I said, $5 to $10, $5 for non-foils, $10 for the foils. Then we have Etherium, Sculptor, nothing huge here. Again, we went the $5 range because it is a special version of this card. Modern Masters foils got up to, I think I kept this at $5 as well. So this one didn't really, interesting card. I know there was some talk on the Discord a little bit about it. But this one isn't really a big hitter for me. This one, however, is probably the second. So you have Grim Tutor, and I think Triumph Over the Hordes is our second big card in this. So it's nice when you have two cards that are up there in price. We do have a mystery booster printing of this, and it is, we have it at $15. So this is a pretty easy pricing of this. $15. This is a cool version of this card. I really like it. We only have one foil printing, so I'm not going off of that $54 pricing, but I would probably put this around $30 maybe, because this is a used Commander card. This is a game winner in Commander, Triumph of the Hordes, and it's a cool version of this. I like this version of the Triumph of the Hordes card, so I'd probably put this as more of the premium version of that. I don't think we're going to get 54, but I think 30 is realistic after about a year or so. And then we finish with our Smuggler's Copter. Again, this did get printed in. If it didn't get printed in the Kamigawa Commander deck, this might have been a little bit up there in price. And the other thing, I don't know. I guess the foiling. I'm giving you both prices. I don't know if it's foil and non-foil because it isn't officially on the Secret Lair site yet. So we don't have it here. We just have the one that's currently going, the June Super Drop, which is ending in 3 days. If you haven't bought that, jump on that as well. But past sales, that's where I was going off of the Arcane one. And I think this one is going to be very similar to that. So we don't know if this is just going to be foils or non-foils. So I'm going to give you both sides of everything on this. Smuggler's Copter, $5 again, because we did just get a reprint of it. But this might be the coolest version of this as well. And then we're looking at about $10 for the foil version. Okay, so let's break this all down really quick. So when you take the non-foils of this whole drop, so we got 7 cards. I'm going to give you 2 different breakpoints. The non-foils of these 7 cards brings us to $61. And when you take the 15%, like if you're selling on eBay or if you're selling on TCG, I'm going way over. I'm saying 15%. I think eBay is normally between 12 and 13%, but I'm going over. I like to round up to make sure my profits are good. 15% minus $4 in shipping, because none of these cards are over $20 in the non-foils. And so with that, you're only paying 53 cents if you're doing eBay shipping. So you're only looking at $4 in shipping with all these cards. So when you take that all off of there, it's $48. $48 for the non-foils. Now, if we get a normal, like the Arcane one, let's check that out again. I just want to pull it up just so I have a reference for you guys. The Arcane one is $30 for the non-foils, $40 for the foils. So if we're going off of 30, this has a breakpoint of 3. What I mean by breakpoint is if you buy 3 of these bundles, by the third one, you will finally break even and you will have one of those free. And everything else from that point forward is a profit. Now, if this is a $40 one, which is like the Street Fighter ones and all that stuff, then you're probably looking at more of a breakpoint of 6. So it's a little bit higher on that. So that one isn't necessarily as good. Now, if we move into the foil version of this, you have the total value is between 90 and 100. I didn't know really how to do Dance of Many because there isn't a foil printing of it. But if I put it at $5 to $10, you get to about $100. So minus 15% on the fees, and then $7 in shipping because really only have about one card that's over 20. So everything else is going to be 53 cents for shipping. That brings us to a total of $78. $78 total value for that. If it's $40, like the Arcane one is, it has a breakpoint of 3, almost a 2. You're like $2 off from just buying 2 of these, and one of them pays for the whole thing. But you're $2 off. That brings you to 3. Also, if they pop it up to 50, it's a breakpoint of 3. So it's because it's a little bit more. We're so close on the breakpoint, $2 there. If it's at 40. So I think these are a buy. I mean, that's what I say for all the secret layers for the most part. I do want to mention really quick the lands. Lands I don't like to break down as much because we get a lot of them. These are cool, a cool version of them. Non-foils, you're typically looking at $5 to $10 after about a year. Foils get up to 10 if they're really good ones like the Godzilla ones. I was selling those for $20 a piece. So I put those between 10 and 20. If you want to go for these, they're pretty sweet. I like them. I'm going to get a batch of them, I think, as well, just because I want it for the collection. I don't know if I'll get extra because of lands. They're printing so many of these lands lately that I don't know if they're necessarily worth it. So that was the quick breakdown of the Secret Lair. Either way, whatever the pricing is, this gives you a good idea if this is worth the buy for you guys when they actually announce the pricing and when this comes out. The other thing you have to factor in is it is Fortnite. So there might be a huge draw to the Fortnite crowd for these cards. I'm not sure because I'm not a Fortnite player, but we do have some people that were talking on the Discord about it. So that might be a higher sale. It also depends on how long this sale goes. If this only goes for a week, these might be really worth the buy because there really isn't that much time to purchase these and get that out there. But if this is out for a month, I don't know if it's necessarily worth going deep on. It's probably still worth getting, but going deep, you might just want to do that 3, the breakpoint of 3 of getting these. Now, personally, I like going for the foils. That's how I've done all these secret layers, so highly suggest going that for you guys as well. But yeah, so that should do it, guys. Thanks for jumping on I didn't chat with you guys as much because it was more of trying to get this information out for you guys all to digest the early ons of this. So